Hello, welcome to the 6-week DQ wrap-up for Wk5-DQ Operations Management in the Service Sector. So today what I want to talk about is a couple things. I want to begin reviewing the course objectives just a little bit. We're at a really interesting point in the course. You've got your midterm behind you, you've got your first paper. There's really only 2 deliverables left. The second paper, which you should know all about, and looked at the feedback on your first paper, you've got your final exam, which is going to be very similar but much bigger in terms of scope and scale than your midterm, and of course you've got the ongoing DQs. So to think about the objectives of the course just a little bit, if I don't achieve the objectives, what have we done? So the first objective was to be able to fluently articulate the unique and similar aspects of a service and a product. I think we've done that. The course language such as the intangible nature of services, or frequently intangible nature, the difficulty in inventorying them, the concept of core and supplementary services, the different categories, the 4 categories of service: people processing, possession processing, mental stimulus, information processing, those types of things are all some of the differences in terms of the differences between a service and a product. Another one, number 2, apply fundamental marketing paradigms to the management of services. Well, certainly some people have asked, well, I thought this was an operations management class, and others think, well, it's a marketing class. Well, what happens when you put them together? You have marketing frameworks and principles used in an operational management context of delivery and management of service sector products. So the marketing mix is, as I've mentioned before, like a diet. Everybody's got a diet. Some people have a good diet, some people have a bad diet. Everybody's got a marketing mix. Every company, every product, every service has a marketing mix. Does it work for them? Is it profitable? Does it do what they want in the intended ways? Those are different questions. But the marketing mix is essentially the levers and the buttons that you have to control something. So if you want to sell more of something, you've got 7 or potentially more variables that you can move up and down to try to sell more. You've got 7 or more variables that you can use to keep it in stock, to keep it out of stock, to deal and to manage all those aspects. The third objective is to fully appreciate and reconcile the nuances of that which is qualitative versus that which is quantitative. Well, the very nature of the service sector is pretty much that. That there are certain things about services that make them often more qualitative in nature. One of the things that will come up in our DQs pretty soon is serve qual. Be sure to take a look at that, because that helps us really put a framework around the essential qualitative nature of a service product. For example, maybe you had a hamburger for lunch. Was it a good hamburger? Was it twice as good as the one that I had? If it's twice as good, did you pay twice as much? Does the fact that it's twice as good, how would you evaluate that? Was it a Likert scale? Was it the same burger for half the price? This is part of the nature of the dilemma between qualitative and quantitative. If you take that to a broader scope, the serve qual and rater scales allow us to do that, and there'll be a DQ that kind of evolves that one a little bit further. The fourth objective that we'll talk about, and I'll do the rest another time, is to move fluidly between organizational levels in understanding the expressive service concepts. So the idea is that oftentimes in class, particularly management classes, we sort of play armchair CEO. We act as if we are running the company, and what are we going to do here, what are we going to do there, what are these big decisions we make with massive financial impacts. And that's fun, a ton of fun, but most of us don't find ourselves in the CEO seat very often. That being said, we are at other levels in the organization. We are frontline service, we are mid-managers, we're directors, we're operators, we're different points. And the service concept is different at different parts of the organization. I think your case 1 showed that pretty good, that you have to have organizational alignment, that no matter what the chiefs at the top want, that if your organization isn't aligned, so the front side and the back side, and that everything works together and pulls the rope in the same direction, it's not going to be an effective market offering. So a little later on, we'll take a look at the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th objectives of the course. I may put another video in probably the week 6 wrap-up or something like that. But that's kind of the thoughts that I want you to be thinking about, and get engaged in those DQs. This is arguably my favorite week of DQs. Well, then again, so is next week. There's so much fun stuff happening, so stay involved, stay engaged, and learn hard. Thanks. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.